Happy Saturday morning to you guys. Welcome back. Let's get into some good stuff here. Now, just in the last few days, one of the things I told you I was probably going to do is I might start bringing in some other people's work. I'm not going to bash it or attack it. What I'm going to do is, kind of show you that this is what others are saying. Let's compare it to the facts. Let's see if any of these other outside thoughts could open some new doors for us. Okay, let's see if it can bring some new ideas in. Okay, and let's compare it to facts. Let's see how it plays in. Okay, so on this first one, guys, this is by the first one here. It says, I want to remind you, everyone, that at the end of January is around the corner. The month of January is noted as the best, most opportune time for the CBI to conduct the reinstatement. Can they do it by the end of January? I don't think so. Does this mean we wait until January of 2021? Very possible. We may have to wait and see how they're talking about implementing the Chinese deal with Iraq until 5 months from now. Seems 2020 is going to pass by us real fast. Another wasted year gone. I believe that this coming weekend things could drastically change if a prime minister is seated. Now, focus on that for a second. If a prime minister is seated, some of you guys, some of your thoughts, and I'm not attacking you by saying this, but some of you guys have reached out, and in your opinion, you thought or felt Iraq would have to have a prime minister before the rate could change. Let's see how that logic plays into this, okay? That was from Mountain Goat. Delta, again, guys, Delta is part of Frank 26 from KTFA. Delta had someone ask him a question. Delta, you said that in order for them to delete the zeros in January, something about the CBI legally needed to be done in January. Is it delayed? Delta responds, yes, that came from the CBI of 2012. And Delta referenced an article where he said they must delete the zeros at the beginning of a fiscal year. Now, see, guys, that was an assumption. They assumed that the beginning of the fiscal year actually means January. Okay, there was an assumption there. Now, let's look at this. Okay, so both Mountain Goat and Delta in their opinions, they're assuming January is the beginning of a fiscal year and the best opportune time to do it. Let's look at the facts in this. Okay, here's the PDF breakdown of Iraq's 2020 budget. Okay, right here in the I'm sorry, correction, not 20. It's the 2018 budget. So this is Iraq's 2018 budget. Okay, as you guys see right here, Iraq did approve their 2018 budget on March 3rd. Okay, and now, so with their 2018 budget, let's look at this for a second. When was Iraq's fiscal year during this period? When was the budget, what's the implementation range of the budget for the fiscal year? Well, right here, guys, according to Article 60, it says the law shall be published in the Gazette and shall be effective January 1st. Okay, now as of 2020, I have now been in this investment now, guys, for a period of 11 years. Iraq has never, in the 11 years I've been in this, they've never once implemented a temporary budget. Okay, this is actually the first time Iraq has actually implemented a temporary budget, guys, right here. So what makes this year different than all the other years? Why would they have to do a temporary budget now, and they've never done one before, guys? Well, it's simple. I just showed you on the 18 budget that the 18 budget went from January through December because that's their fiscal year. They didn't need a temporary budget. So you would utilize a temporary budget to cover a period of time that the primary budget's not going to cover. So what they're telling us right here, guys, is that the primary budget most likely will not be backdated to the month of January. Okay, so if the primary budget's not going to be assumed, if the primary budget's not going to be backdated to January, that's why they need a temporary budget. But here's two opinions, where in these two opinions, they're just assuming that the starting period or fiscal year for the 2020 budget is January, and so they're suggesting that that's the prime time to do it. I don't know. You guys decide. You guys decide if this is good sound logic. Now, I actually want to raise something to you. In this one, Mountain Goat actually brought forth something very good that actually confirms and supports Iraq's new fiscal year actually starting in April 1st, where it used to historically. Let's look at this for a second. Let's look at what Mountain Goat said right here. Okay. Right here, guys, Mountain Goat talks about the China deal. The China deal won't be implemented with Iraq until 5 months from now. See the blue highlight I just did for you? So that would be June. Let's think about this for a second. Right here, guys, Mountain Goat's confirming Iraq's fiscal year actually starting in April right here with this comment. Think about this for a second. Remember, I've told you, and Mr. Kelvin, this is for you, bro. You keep saying that I'm mentioning April, that I was mentioning March for a rate change, and now I'm mentioning April to May. And hey, bro, you haven't been clearly listening because I've actually never changed. Okay, I've always said you need to focus on March of Q1, which is exactly when Kuwait changed their rate. Okay, by changing the rate in Q1, that positions the new rate for the approval process of the budget. Now remember, my Iraqi contact said that they would probably start approving the budget in April and finish in May. So that's the 2-month period that I've stressed to you that is needed. Now, so again, rate change in Q1, budget, April, start in April, finish in May. And notice how right here, Mountain Goat just said the China deal does not get implemented for 5 months, taking us to June. What was my video on yesterday? Position the money. As you guys now see right here, that does position them the money. They have the money will be positioned by June so they could implement the Iraq-China trade agreement in June. You guys see that? That's awesome, guys. Great news right there. That's just more confirmation that Iraq's transitioning to a new fiscal year starting April 1st. Thank you, Mountain Goat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You claim to be a girl, so I can't call you bro. Anyway, let's move on to the good stuff now. Now, some of you guys have had some of you have shared your thoughts. Your concern is that we need a prime minister in order for that rate to change. Okay, you feel that that's a requirement that has to to achieve for Iraq to achieve stability in order before the rate can even change. Let's see if that's logical. Okay, let's see if Iraq's actions agree with that or disagree with that. Okay, let's see. So based on that logic, if we are rating on a prime minister, that would mean things would have to be put on hold. Okay, so let's see if that's sound logic in this. Let's see if Iraq's actions support that theory. So right here, guys, here's an article from yesterday on the demonstrations. The demonstrators know that most of their demands and almost all of their demands are now inside the 2020 budget, which means money has to be allocated for their demands to actually be implemented. So in order for their demands to be implemented, that means they have to finish the approval process of the budget. They have to start it and finish it again. Right there, that period would be April to May. So right here, guys, the demonstrators' demands probably wouldn't even be implemented, just like the China trade agreement, until probably June. Okay, so my point to you guys is the demonstrators are not going to turn around and wait on this another 6 to 8 months, but they do know more time's needed in order for their demands to be met. So let's push forward. Let's look at some more of the news. All right, so who's in charge of the revaluation? Well, ultimately, the number one person in charge, guys, is going to be Donald Trump. Okay, you can agree or disagree, but as you've seen, Donald Trump, he's the number one man in charge. The U.S. is the only group or country that poured trillions of dollars into Iraq and shed blood for Iraq. Okay, plus, I mean, none of that was done by the IMF or the World Trade, okay, or the World Bank. So they're ultimately not in charge. And so really, there's only really, guys, 2 layers in this that have deciding factors as to the timing. I'm not saying just can Iraq, the actual deciding factor. I'm talking the timing, based on purely on the timing at which the rate would change. That would be done. That would be a decision made by both the U.S. government and the country of Iraq. Okay, as Iraq has told you, it has to work at the beginning of their fiscal year. Okay. But, and then as far as when the U.S., what's best for the U.S. is really, in my opinion, it would just be what year it happens. Okay. So this year is best for Donald Trump because it's right in front of the elections. Okay. Then, as far as what year is decided on best based on the U.S., it has to start at the fiscal year because that's what's needed for Iraq. Iraq has already shown you that they have to change the rate, and the rate change has to occur near accounting periods. Accounting periods could be a quarter, a new fiscal year, that kind of thing. That's why Kuwait changed their rate on March 24th, near the end of March, or near the end of, for us, which is near the end of Q1, because Kuwait's fiscal year started April 1st. So that way they changed the rate at the right before the start of their new fiscal year. Again, because I keep stressing to you guys, this is all based on accounting periods. Okay. Now, so what did the CBI say here? Because remember guys, the Central Bank of Iraq, the CBI, and the government are autonomous. The CBI doesn't need anything from the government to change the rate. They can do it as they please because they're autonomous. Now, so this article is back from, most of you have already seen this, from October of 14. In the article, red highlights, there was a 5-year delay. Why? 2 reasons. Political and security. The security was the war that ended in December of 17. That's done and not even worth talking about. Political, that was political corruption. Most of the former political figures that were corrupt are gone. Okay? Since they actually held the elections back in May of 2018. Okay? Since May of 2018, have you seen Maliki? Nuri al-Maliki, have you seen his face in the elections or in the political scene? He's gone. Mossad Barzani, Sr., he's gone from the political scene. Najafi, he was either the president of parliament or the speaker of parliament. You haven't seen his face, have you? Gone. Okay? My point to you is, guys, they got rid of the corruption that they needed to. Okay? Plus, they did a lot more corruption cleanup even after that. Notice right here, here's an article from July 25th of 19. Okay? Right there, issuing 26 arrest warrants. Okay? Here's an article from July 24th. All right? Going after more corruption, guys. The corruption's been dealt with. And you have to remember, no country's ever going to be perfect. They'll never get rid of all of the corruption within Iraq. I mean, you look at the U.S. How much corruption and nonsense do we have here? Look at how they keep trying to go after Trump to remove him, and impeach him, and they don't even have enough facts to impeach Trump. They went after him on the Russian collusion, and they couldn't get Trump on the Russian scandal. They didn't have enough evidence on that. So Pelosi just, she tries to do what she can to impeach him and embarrass him right before the elections. So, and guys, they don't even have enough factual information or enough facts at play to impeach Trump at this time. So, anyway, my point is, Iraq will always have corruption. They'll never get rid of it. So, but the main top corrupt officials they needed to be removed, or needed to have removed, they're gone. I just showed that to you. Okay. Now let's get into so again, some of you had theories that they have to finish the prime minister to achieve stability before the rate can change. So one of the ways you could see if that's true or not is based on Iraq actions. Is Iraq still pushing forward, or have they put their operations on hold or delayed things? Okay. Well, you already saw these guys just a few days ago. This is the article telling you that that Iraq's reforms are inside the 2020 budget. Okay. And then here's another one that tells you that that Iraq's reforms are actually the deficit, the large deficit within the 2020 budget. Okay. So what they're telling you guys right here, very simply, that the rate change is married to the budget. Okay. Now, let's look at the latest news. So again, this is from 2 days ago. They're saying that they're going to try to complete and put in a prime minister within the next 2 days. Okay. Here's an article from today, the 25th, a semi-final agreement on one of the candidates will be assigned when Saleh returns to the country. All right. And then right here, this is from today. The nomination of the prime minister will be decided on on Sunday morning. So now they're saying they're going to complete the prime minister on Sunday morning. But overall, guys, if Iraq was putting everything on hold and delaying everything on the prime minister, okay, here's another thing you have to look at. Okay, Iraq wouldn't be able to pass and approve laws, guys, because that's all the budget is. It's just a law, regular law. Okay, back at the end of December, Iraq's parliament, with a caretaker government, actually completed the election law. Okay, they amended it and completed it. And then just a few weekends ago, Iraq amended the financial management law. They did that too under a caretaker government. Okay, so and I'll promise you guys, I just told you that Trump is really the number one deciding factor on this. Okay, Trump's not going to put all of this on hold because all of this promotes in Trump's 2020 campaign theme, which is a strong economy. That promotes Trump for re-election, and I'll promise you, Trump's not going to let this opportunity pass him by. Okay, so think about that. Let's see. All right, that's the last article, but the number one thing, and then like I said right here, back up here where you had Mountain Goat's comments, Mountain Goat actually revealed something to us and didn't even realize it. That highlight I said, it says the China deal cannot be implemented for a period of 5 months from now. Okay, so what that's telling you is exactly what I've said. Iraq is, remember yesterday I did a video for you guys. Iraq has to position the money because all of these items need money allocated for them from within the 2020 budget, so they have to position that money. So again, it's going to Iraq is completely walking in Kuwait's footsteps. And again, this is for you, Mr. Kelvin. You keep saying I keep changing my dates, and I haven't changed once. You're the one changing because you're not listening. I haven't changed anything. Okay, I'm still in Q1. All right, but they have to after they do change the rate, that allows them in their new fiscal year, just like Kuwait, starting April 1st. Again, that's why they have to utilize a temporary budget. Okay, because as I just showed you, the 2018 budget, okay, was backdated right there, effective as of January 1st. But again, in 11 years, this is the first time they've ever utilized a temporary budget, okay? And they would only need to utilize a temporary budget if the primary budget isn't going to start on April 1st, okay? The temporary budget's needed to cover a period of time that the primary budget is not going to cover. So right there, they're telling you that the primary 2020 budget, guys, is not going to be backdated to January. Otherwise, they wouldn't need that temporary budget, okay? But Mountain Goat did a nice job of bringing some new facts to us to the surface here. The China deal, 5 months. So again, change the rate in Q1. My Iraqi contact from within the Iraq government said they need April and May, that 2-month period, to start and complete the budget. Right there, that shows you China agreement in the month of June. There it is, guys. Have a great day and God bless.